Enterprise Morning on Enterprise TV. My name is Kende Bodori.
And I am Henry Igwebike.
Starting up with our newspaper, and right after that will be our main conversation for today. So you can reach us on all social media platforms at Enterprise TV. And joining us virtually is Innocent Aduluba. He is a journalist and also a public affairs analyst.
Hello, Innocent. How are you today? Hello, Innocent. Can you hear me?
Hey, good morning, good day. It's my pleasure to be here.
Thank you so very much.
Oh, very well. I
yes.
hope you can hear me too.
Yeah, very well. We can hear you
perfectly well.
Yes. So let's start off today with our newspapers. And what do we have, Kende?
Okay, we have Vanguard on the top strip. We have courts orders police to pay #EndSARS protesters 10 million naira over rights violation.
All right, and still from the Vanguard newspaper, 2027 Tinubu mocks coalition as Yilwatda emerges APC chair.
Good. Okay, we also have EU editors collaborate to fight fake news disinformation.
And also on the bottom strip here we have, I am not afraid of visiting any state. Peter Obi replies Obebolo.
Okay, still on that, on insecurity, we have 500 million small arms, light weapons circulating in West Africa, CDS.
All right, but Innocent, I'd love us to take on the issue of the EndSARS protesters. Court orders police to pay EndSARS protesters 10 million over right violation. What's your take on this? Of course, we know that the Nigerian police, practically, they are broke because they never have, you would never have them pay for anything like this because they would always say they do not have money. But what have you to say about this a proclamation by the court?
Okay, I hope you can see and hear me very well.
Yes, very well.
Definitely.
Hello?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, so if the court says that, we should commend the court. Okay, I'm going on now. If the court says that, the court should be commended. It's they kind of reprieve the massive.
Are you there?
All right, I think we're having a little bit of a glitch there. Innocent, are you still there? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, can you hear me?
Very well, you can ride on.
Okay, so I said before, yes, I said this is the kind of news the masses would like to hear. The Nigerian masses are hopeful that there will be a decline in police brutality, so-called. You know, so I think whatever the formula, as a government that prides itself, that respects the rule of law, the presidency, and every relevant arm of government from the top, from that Federal Executive Council meeting, should help, should facilitate that the police find themselves within the capacity to meet this court injunction.
All right, I think that's awesome. But I would love you to take on the matter of, or you have a follow-up question on that?
Yes, I have. I have this one. How likely is the enforcement of this ruling by the Nigerian police force? Like how likely is it going to be?
Well, I think the likelihood should hinge on the value the current government places on freedom of speech, human rights, and how it rubs on their reputation. Remember, it's difficult to discuss politics now without looking at the position of parties relational to the building up of that new coalition, the ADC. So I would advise the APC not to leave or help the ADC to have any ammunition to come back and haul it at them. If the court says this is a long lingering issue, yeah, it happened under the erstwhile President Mohammed Buhari of blessed memory now. But the APC, can you see, the APC should do good and make lots of noises about it. That's my take. This is a court injunction. The APC are known with the cliche of go to court, go to court. We are now coming out of court. The court have said something. Let's respect that verdict and then carry out a lot of politicking with it as a way of scoring political points against that coalition that is building.
Very, very true. Because this will be great, really, if for the first time in the history of Nigeria, the Nigerian police would pay for damages for rights violations. So, just like Innocent did say, it would be awesome if the APC understand the perception, the negative perception Nigerians have for them. This is an opportunity to redeem that perception by, even if it means borrow money, borrow the police money, right, and ask them to pay for all of those damages and use that as a communication means to tell people that they are really on the side of what they believe in. Innocent, I'd love you to take on this matter. I'm not afraid of visiting any state. Peter Obi replies Ebola. Innocent, are you there?
Well, Henry, it's on record that part of... Yes, can you hear now?
Yes, very well. We can hear you.
Hello?
Yes, we can hear you.
We can hear you. You can go on.
Hello, can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Okay, so I'm saying that it's... Okay. It's on record that... yes, I'm continuing now. It's on record that Mr. Peter Obi came third as reported by INEC in the 2023 presidential elections. It's on record that Peter Obi couldn't pay everybody in his polling youth of about 766, I think. So Peter Obi, if you ask me, is a poor politician. He's an incapacitated politician. He doesn't have the kind of wealth and ostentation the conventional Nigerian politicians have throwing money around. So if he came third behind His Excellency Atiku Abubakar and then the incumbent, I am usually surprised that the government are so worried about Obi. I'm usually surprised, like, why don't you bother with the man that is your runner-up, your closest assailant? If you get my point. So yes, I'm wondering why. And already, maybe we'll get to that. But if you look at President Tinubu's speech to the parties, already there are 32 state governors in the APC now, out of 36. You know, if you take out Anambra, which is a APGA, how many do we have left? So, is the APC going to make it a policy to bar Peter Obi from visiting such number of states? Because each of his visits, whatever he goes for, is also tacit political campaign, Henry. So is that a strategy, like, okay, this man should be barred from coming to campaign in so places so that he cannot access the electorate, and that's a way of shutting him out? I hope it doesn't get to a stage where that cliche I said, Peter Obi then has to go to court, and in going to court, the court will have...
Okay, I think we just lost him there. And Innocent was speaking to the issue of Peter Obi, you know, being asked not to visit every state. And there's something very profound he said there, you know, on the fact that Peter Obi came third.
Was that way? Okay, no, he went to Onitsha rather.
All right.
But he came, yeah. So I think it's funny. If Obi is a Nigerian with that right of freedom of movement, I don't see why he can't why he visiting any state is a problem. It began with the Reverend Governor, the Hyacinth Alia of Benue, recently, if you can remember, and then Edo follows suit. And you know, when when lightning strikes twice, it's no more a coincidence, Henry. So it is a strategy of shutting him out. It remains to be seen.
Okay, okay. I think I need to say something.
Yeah.
You know, about this. I feel what Mr. Innocent just said. I feel that it's I don't want to say politics, but it's really, really unfair because everyone has the freedom of, you know, of movement. You can go anywhere. So I don't know if they are trying to like restrict him. And I could even remember, was it not this week when was it on Monday we talked about you know, them talking about Obi not responding and all of that. I even went on TikTok and there was like more of like a question and answer. People were deliberating on they would like the fact if Mr. Peter Obi would just keep quiet, he won't come and respond to anything. So now coming, like seeing this now, you know, coming, or Peter Obi coming and, you know, responding, I feel it was really a good move for him. At least he said something, because you cannot just restrict me from getting or going to a certain place, or if I feel like going to anywhere, I can go. You understand? So this brings me to this question: why is Peter Obi presence or absence in certain states being politicized? I don't know if, can you hear me?
Well, can you hear me?
Yes, perfect.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, the question is, why is...
Okay, so I think it's...
Did you get my question?
I did. Let me just...
Right.
Okay. I think I've practically answered it in my previous response. I am personally surprised that somebody who came a distant third is a worry for an incumbent party who should be strategizing around the person who came second, or have they conducted a poll? Any Obi has frogged Atiku Abubakar. You know, if Obi is a minority, Obi doesn't have a network of the structure for non-wide electioneering. So if you already know Obi and all his what should I put it, all the limitations that make him not being able to, win comfort.
Yeah.
Or, you know, ignore him and maybe face Atiku Abubakar. Obi is almost more in the news these days than the president. So I don't know what the strategies of the ruling All Progressive Congress are, but I would think so. Like I said, unless maybe there was a midterm poll and maybe Obi's popularity is soaring. But what we see in the media is, oh, Obi is a liar. The house that was demolished was this and that. Oh, Obi is a liar. He said some campus, whatever did happen. Oh, Obi is poor. He couldn't pay. So that means Obi is known. Obi is no more an enigma. So get past him. Like I would always say, any party in power that is an incumbent party has the capacity to render opposition useless. The clamors of the opposition are already free strategies for you. Use them and solve social problems so the masses can see you already doing what the opposition are campaigning to do, and then they will stick with you. It's not rocket science, KJ.
Very true. Now let's move on to the Punch newspaper for today. We have the big story. Post-NEC meetings, APC-PDP set stage for epic 2027 face-off. On the top strip, we have 14 villagers, policeman killed in Plateau attacks. Okay,
to the bottom, APC power chairs, Yilwatda peak brightens Shetima Northeast 2027 chances.
Yes, and also Makinde unveils a new oil tourist hub master plan.
Okay, fake customs officer arraigned after scamming victims 34 million naira.
And also our talking point, starting from the Punch newspaper, Natasha to serve out suspension as Senate enters a recess. Innocent Adolugba, the move by the lawyer, come Senator Natasha Akpoti Oduaha, appearance at the National Assembly. Do you think that was a good move? Because she knew too well that her colleagues would be going for recess, which would lead her to the end of her suspension period. So the question is, her presence just before the recess, was it a calculated move that Nigerians are not noticing? She's a lawyer, she understands more of these things, but what's your thought?
Well, Henry, I think if Natasha didn't attend plenary to sit down, I would say I'll argue in her favor that she is still respectful of her the standing instructions of her suspension. Possibly, on a lighter note, she may have come there as a physical reminder to them that I'm still here. As we are going on recess, you better start thinking of the end of the suspension and my possible return. And then a third social punch is she may have come there to physically hobnob with some of her friends and associates who in the last 6 months have existed as memories and nostalgia. But if we practice the democracy we preach, there are no official fiats or releases ending her situation. So up till now, she remains suspended. I think it's now mired in a lot of ponderous legalism. And when it gets into such a legal overdrive, adjournments have the capacity of elasticity of how long this suspension will be. Is it to the letter as at the day of pronouncement, or we begin to hear, the court said, the court is adjourned, the court, and all the political dribbles will get into play. And but of course, it's always a delight to see Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan looking delectable, using her elegance and let me say charms to pepper her enemies each time she came. So I think she's having her fun. The laws and the official situation of the case remains the same, whether she showed up or not.
Very true. You have a follow-up question, Pendi.
Well, yes. Well, Mr. Innocent has said it all. You see, well, I would say that Natasha was just not really like, okay, you know, she had to go with the flow. She had to go with the flow. So it's more of like, okay, she was in the relaxing mood of the whole thing, going on reset and showing forth that, okay, oh, I'm still here. Oh, in case you want to do anything, I'm still here. I've not gone anywhere. Oh. So I think Mr. Innocent has really done justice.
Yes, because she wasn't actually perturbed even for once.
Yes.
We thought that she was going to be a little bit not physical, but we thought she was going to be mildly confrontational. But she didn't do that. The likes of Randy Peter and Aisha Yusufu were doing that on behalf of her while she sat behind and was just choking away and having a nice time. For someone who has been to that level, I would love to believe that she truly does understand what she's doing. And she possibly knows what the outcome might look like. Of course, there's no denying the fact that she might have insiders who might be giving her things that she needs to know and things she needs to go about with. Innocent, just before we let you, let us, get off this particular segment, let's take a look at 14 villagers, policeman killed in Plateau attacks. And if you read further into that particular story, you hear where Fulani herdsmen were saying that this was to avenge injustice of the Fulani people in Plateau State. How much of this is too many?
Well, Henry, I will answer your question from a different angle.
Okay.
Some time ago, about 3 years or more, there was a time the cattle headers, cattle suppliers, cattle traders went on strike to supply meat to Lagos. And I went to that market at the Beggar Bridge leading into Ogun State, you know, that Kara market.
Kara, yes.
You know, and a meat seller, permit me, but it's how it is, excuse me, an illiterate meat seller addressed a multitude of people and said, Plateau and Benue states are in trouble. I was looking at him and wondering where was the source of information for somebody selling meat and pepper and tomato. But the man was very brazen. His comments are these, that one, if Benue and Plateau are from the north and refuse to have governors who are Muslims, they will continue to attack them. That at least Nasarawa has read the signs and have capitulated. And that the Nasarawa governorship will not leave the Islamic hold for as long as possible in the foreseeable future. And that in Plateau, they are making more progress than Benue, so they will torture Benue more. That to kill a snake, once you cut the head, you can start dealing with the body. And that for Plateau, they have succeeded in holding the neck by becoming, having a Muslim local government chairman in Jos North. That Jos is the state capital. From there, that's their strategy of penetrating the country, the state. You know, so in all of these permutation, that's the opinion of somebody who I told you is a petty trader, and that for Benue can show all the muscles. They will always wake up to sorrow and grief, people slaughtered. They should take a lesson and know that they are from the north. Northern states have governors that are Islamic people. You know, people, I wish at the time I could slip my hand into my pocket, bring out my phone, and maybe video the conversation. So each time, I'm talking maybe 2021, 22, so each time I hear Plateau, that's what resonates in my mind, Henry. Like, the threat this man gave, is it happening again? You know, Plateau is a very restive state. It's a place with Nigeria's Mediterranean climate. You hear they can even farm and produce Irish potato in large quantities, you know, and a land of mining, tin, columbites, you know, and all we hear from the states is human slaughter. You know, I wish, like I said before, the incumbent government will put an end to that and then use it to boast and campaign against the building coalition that is emerging, Henry. It's sad how we are not at war like Gaza, Ukraine, or Iran, but the mortality is steadily counted. It's sad, Henry.
Very so sad, Innocent. I was watching the mayhem happening in Syria a couple of hours back, and it reminds me of some of the things that we witness or observe right here in our country, which we want to believe is being led by a civil government that is democratic, elected into office, and we still continue to observe and experience very gory situations that are not just good enough. The United States had asked its citizens not to come to Nigeria because of the violence here and the lack of health care, which of course is still very practical. We see it all over the place, and it's very so sad. Innocent, thank you so very much. But I would love to let us know that Innocent will be here to take us on our main conversation when we return. 2027 Showdown, APC, PDP, Strategize for Power, Tussle. Don't go anywhere. It's still Enterprise TV. Joining us is still Enterprise Television. Let's move on to our main conversation for today. The All Progressives Congress, APC, and the People's Democratic Party, PDP, have begun early preparation for a fierce political battle ahead of 2027 general elections.
Following their National Executive Committee meetings in Abuja, the APC appointed Minister of Humanitarian Affairs, Yilwatda Nentawe, as its new national chairman, succeeding Abdullahi Ganduje. Yilwatda vowed to strengthen the party, expand its base, and ensure President Bala Tinubu's re-election.
He promised an inclusive leadership style and declared that the 2027 elections will be a done deal for the APC.
Meanwhile, the PDP governors, led by Bauchi State Governor Bala Mohammed, used their NEC meeting to affirm their commitment to reclaiming power.
The party pledged to enforce discipline and revamp internal structures, with Mohammed stressing unity over personal ambition.
The PDP also addressed recent defections to a new ADC-led coalition, which includes top figures like Atiku Abubakar and David Mark, while noting that some former members are already returning.
The PDP's acting chairman Umar Damagong downplayed the new coalition impact, expressing confidence in the PDP's resilience and ability to bounce back.
With less than 2 years to the election, both parties are consolidating their strategies, APC banking on renewed hope and expanded influence under Yilwatda, while PDP is positioning itself as the credible alternative, seeking to capitalize on internal reforms and public disapproval.
Very true. The stage is set for an intense political context as alliance shift and battle lines are drawn. We still have Innocent Duluba with us here. Innocent, thank you so very much for hanging on. Are you there with us? Innocent Duluba, are you still there with us? So while we wait for Innocent to join and have this conversation, Kende, you know, this is becoming a lot interesting because of the competition is becoming intense between the PDP and the APC. Both had their neck meeting the same day. But what I saw basically is what I saw there is a plan B of the APC with the PDP. Okay, they had their neck meeting at the same time, at the same day. But what I saw is an appendage of the APC in the PDP. Innocent Adulubu, are you still there? Can you hear me, Innocent?
Yes, very well.
Yes, beautiful. So I was having this little chat with...
I can hear you.
Yes, I was having the little chat with Kende, and I was asking, maybe an observation really, both parties having neck meeting at the same time, don't you see a bit of a PDP that is merely a subset of the APC? Can you hear me, Innocent? Okay, I think we have...
I can hear you.
Okay,
you were
beautiful.
breaking just now, but
yes,
can I
all
go
right.
ahead now?
Yes, so you can go on. Do you get my question?
Very well. I
All
think the PDP should define their identity. It's not funny that, I mean, that's not a scientific coincidence that both the APC and PDP will have that timing. We should know if
are you still there? Okay, I think we're having a bit of a glitch there. Network.
that Professor Yilwatda in Plateau State, if you recall. I'm wondering if that's good for democracy and national peace and unity. A political party is free to appoint anybody from anywhere to lead a particular department or chair, but I would think that on merits, if you look at the top 5 APC states, let me come to like Kaduna, Lagos. We can include even the contentious Imo. I don't think Plateau comes close. Plateau is run by a PDP governor. Plateau is a restive state. We just had a discussion over that. And so appointing an APC chairman from Plateau, I am wondering. Yeah, the APC are free to do that, but I am asking myself, is President Tinubu and the rest of his administration not starting a war in Plateau? Because that man in Plateau is not he is the chairman of a party, and his own state is not even from that party. So he is on a war mission, and his mission is to oppose the status quo in Plateau until the APC possibly gains the upper hand. Is this not making the Plateau state more combustible than it is already? You know, when I heard that, I didn't see that as a political ingenuity. I just saw it to some extent of being inconsiderate, because Governor Muftwang is embattled, he's a PDP man. Maybe, I believe, it may be possible, it may be probable, maybe Governor Muftwang may be the next governor who will defect into the APC. But all of these does not show that the government of the day respects the bloodshed in Plateau State.
If they would respect the bloodshed in Plateau State.
Yes. Just hope. Okay, now that... okay, I think he's trying to say something.
No, you can go on.
Okay, now that we all know that Yilwatda has been appointed, but I feel that, okay, that even if with the appointment, he should have some strategies he's bringing to the table. So, Mr. Innocent, what are the specific strategies Yilwatda intends to implement to strengthen the APC? Did you get that, Mr. Innocent?
Oh, well, Kende, I'm very sorry. I hope you can hear me over there.
Yes.
Yes, I do. I heard you, but can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
We can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
we can hear you.
We can hear you very well.
Okay. So I don't believe Professor Yilwatda has... Thank you. I don't believe Professor Yilwatda has...
Okay.
I'm talking...
I think it's network.
Okay. So I don't believe the professor has a strategy that can move the APC forward. First of all, it's a team. It's not an individual race. So I believe he has been so planted. He will take orders from the APC working committee and implement, if you ask me specific in Plateau. Don't forget, it's 2 years gone, and the APC are diverted from governance and are still actively politicking. So my thinking is the primary assignment of Professor Yilwatda is to get Plateau to become an APC state. And we have unconfirmed reports as well as confirmed reports of how violence is used to topple or to cause a government to weaken a government, and then the other people, their sympathy can grow. So I don't think Professor Yilwatda is, I mean, up until now, he is not renowned for strategies, as it were, not because he was deficient of them, but I mean, he was not at the forefront of them. So he is just going to be a figurehead, as far as I'm concerned. You know, when certain people are heading some chairs, seats, or portfolio, you can already feel what charm or charisma that oozes out of them. Well, I wish the Professor Yilwatda has some, but I think he is there first and foremost to see how Plateau can become an APC state. The embattled Governor Muftwang noticed that in Nigeria, much of the political leadership voted by the masses are representing their personal interest, and that's where we see the paradox of representation in Nigeria. So the embattled Governor Muftwang may yield to pressures of defection rather than losing his seat as a governor. And when that is done, you will hear the APC go to town and tell you Professor Yilwatda is working because, I mean, he has achieved something momentum. The APC are happy with governor's defection than good governance for the Nigerian people.
Innocent, let's move the envelope a little bit beyond where we are right now. And we have it actually because it made headlines on the Punch newspaper, which is connected to our story. And that is the APC power address. Yilwatda peak brightens Shetima's Northeast 2027 chances. So does this give an approval for us to, embrace that situation, that it was possible that Shetima would have been dropped out of the race as the vice president? Because with what we have right now, coming from the North Central, heading the APC, which means, just like it is stated here, it brightens the opportunity for Shetima.
They say no smoke without fire, no fire without smoke. Let me tell you this. In the North, and specifically in the North Central, there are what I will call weak states. Weak states. In the North Central, maybe a state like Niger, maybe not weak. They are predominantly on the northern fringes of that region, so they are more aligned towards the northwest or corner. But let me tell you, any northern appointment from Kogi or Benue leaves that official in limbo. You saw with the PDP the appointment of Dr. Iocha Ayu. The South says he's from the North, and North says from the South, despite all of us knowing the geographical configuration of Nigeria. Like I told you before, Professor Yilwatda will be a paper tiger, but he can prove me wrong by doing beyond my my postulation. You know, a powerful party chairman and how they move. Look at the PDP, for instance. Pardon the digression. What is Damagum doing? You know, does he look to you like a commandeering figure? Professor Yilwatda is occupying a position of power. Power comes by manipulation, force, domination. You know, he's occupying a position of influence. And influence is the combo of force and the legal. You know, he's occupying a position of authority. That is legal force. So power, influence, and authority, that trio are invested in Professor Yilwatda. But take it from me, he will be taking orders from outside. He's not that embodiment. So that I don't now see how that bears on paving a leeway for Shetima or improving political tensions from Northeast. I don't see how. If there is, possibly these are early moments. In the coming days, then I will begin to get convinced. But like I said before, the APC are uncomfortable since the emergence of the ADC. But being the incumbent party, they hold the yam and the knife, as it is said proverbially. So it is on them. Look, let me tell you, Henry, let me be quick. The APC, have you seen the reports about the Apapa Tinkan port? The APC can make themselves endeared, a darling of the masses. Go to One or Warri or Calabar, Port Harcourt. Open the ports to run at the same terms with Apapa and Tinkan. People, and they make noise about it. You will win the people in that area and their votes, as it were. The APC should look at primary health care and how people are wallowing in ill health. Spring them up across the localities. like I would always say, in Nigeria, the priority of governors are their state capital. Some states don't even have second city. Imagine a village seeing a dispensary running, a primary health care running. Henry, is the party that constructed that they will vote for. You know, the APC should mandate the governors to take tractor farming seriously. Henry, 2027 is about 2 or 3 harvests, agricultural harvest away, annual harvest. By the time there is boom, the masses of Nigeria don't demand much, you know. So all of this reshuffling, and you hear the APC in talks with, what's the man at NNPC? Is it Kwankwaso?
Yes, Kwankwaso, yes, the man.
Hello,
at
Henry.
Yeah, NNPP.
Yeah, NNDP. You hear APC are talking to people. Can ally. Their alliances are part of build up to elections, political measures, and all of that. People coalesce, and then the coalition springs of it. The APC they are seated comfortably. They don't need to entertain jitters or worries. They should just be delivering. It's their delivery that would secure the foundations of where they sit. You know, so Professor Yilwatda, if the Henry, the big guns in ADC, especially defectors from the PDP, see Yilwatda, that's my point. It does not strike fear in the spine of anybody. That's just the summary of my position, Henry.
All right, thank you so very much.
Thank you.
I think that you have a follow-up question on that.
No, you said it all, but I think APC needs to do, they have a lot to do. They have a whole lot to do.
Yes, of course. APC has a new chairman right now in the person of Professor Yilwatda. That does not remove the fact that the internal rancor, the internal crisis in the APC still persists. Before late Onokbasa left the world, died, he talked about the need for Bala Tinubu to be removed because he still hasn't solved the internal wrangling within the APC. Innocent Adoloba in 60 seconds, if you may. The replacement of Ganduje with Yilwatda, do you think that would totally remove every internal wrangling that APC currently is having within themselves, which has been a source of worry for lots of the stakeholders who made it possible for President Bala Tinubu to be the president today?
Thank you, Harry. Interesting question. Ganduje coming down from that seat has helped to keep the garment of the APC. It has helped to reduce some of the dents and stains and pigment on the garment of the APC, because Ganduje is a man with a lot of political baggage, damage, and superficial toga of credibility. The man is famous for the obvious, the mundane, some compelling evidence. His emergence was, divided opinion. So the APC can breathe fresh air. I think it makes the APC cleaner. Those who didn't like the baggage of Ganduje on this count can, be endeared to the party. But take this from me, Henry. Between now and the end of August, we're talking 5-6 weeks, there will be mass defection, key defection from the APC into the ADC, whether they got Professor Yilwatda or not. Professor Yilwatda's emergence has not, Jesus Christ said, "Don't think I came to bring war between mother-in-law and, So the emergence of Professor Yilwatda is not a solution. It's the beginning of another era and critical moments ahead. There are embattled and embittered members of the APC who are just at their balcony every day looking across at the ADC. And you know that cartoon, the seaweed is always greener on the other side. So, and notice that with the Nigeria Universal Wike formula, you don't need to exit your party to belong to a new coalition. And so the APC men can just have friends who know that any day they are coming in, the door will just be open. It will be their defection will be osmotic. There will be no, you know. So access. I don't think Yilwatda's appointment it has solved any problem, Henry.
Very so true. If you live in a glass house, don't throw stones. Yes, Wike has created, just like you did say, a very symbolic political strategy that lots of politicians in Nigeria would have to embrace even now and in the future. Remain in your party, work for the other party, and if possible, build in moles in the other party to destroy it while you remain in your party. Or well, however it is right now, it's becoming a very confusing state right now in our political system in Nigeria. We do not even know where any politician belongs to.
Seriously,
right about now. All we know is that they are politicians, but we don't know where they stand.
And they feel they're playing the game, but well, we don't understand.
We don't even know what they're doing. There's whole confusion all over the place. Thank you so very much, Innocent Ajoloba.
Thank you.
I truly do appreciate your time.
My pleasure.
Thank you so very much once more. And that's just about our time for today. We'd love to say thank you. Please do well to visit us. You can always find us at enterprisetvnews.com. You may equally like, comment, and follow us on all our social media platforms at Enterprise TV7. I am Henry.
And I am Ken Bigodering.
On behalf of the entire team of Enterprise Television, thank you once more. We'll see you tomorrow for yet another great time. Bye-bye from us.
Bye.